might entertain it like a podcast with Julius. That's real quick though if you motherfuckers new to this.
We got action. We got action. This right here is my happy place. Y'all quiz over here, man. This is my happy place. This is my therapy. This is where I be coming to escape. This is where I come when I don't want to answer no questions. I never really want to answer questions, depending on who the questions come. Fuck the bullshit. Welcome back to another beautiful episode of the Realquicctho podcast, man. I got a very special guest. We got a lot of shit to talk about. We got a lot of shit in common. Opposites attract. I'm a black man. He's a white man. Ebony, ivory, living in Alright, too much. Yakuza's over here. You know I like to get my sponsors their shout outs at the top of the show. So, with that being said, Bomb Body Connections, I see you. Wiseman Security Staffing, I see you. SCA Cleaning Services, I see you. All Things 805, I see you. Hanging with the Carters, I see you. CTC Radio, I see you. TG Magical Creations, the newest sponsor of the show, I see you. Stone Darn the Minx, I see you. And last but not least, Young Boss Life Clothing, I see you. Every last person that I mentioned, they have merch to sell, they have shirts to sell. In the great words of my dude Big Mike from Straight Lace Young Chase, buy a shirt. And if you ain't got a shirt to buy, or if you don't got no shirts to sell, well, fuck it, buy some merch. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that I've mentioned, you can find them on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Etsy, Facebook, MySpace. We are all Google. Now, back to my guest, man. He just threw a very successful event at Sushi Next. Section 8 company in the building. This dude raps. He's just an all-around go-getter. And he got a nice crop. He got hair. He got what I want. You know what I'm saying? And he has come to the Realquicctho podcast and blessed us with some of his time. Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to make some noise for Jeffy Obvious, man.
Thank you so much for having me, brother. Yo, shout out to a lot of your sponsors, man. There's a lot of my people, right? A lot of my people mentioned me, man.
The song that you are hearing is called Make Money by my dog Marquis. Marquis, I appreciate you. Please don't mute my shit, bruh. Please don't mute my shit, bruh. Jeffy Obvious, how you feeling, man?
I'm chilling, brother. You know, just coming off of a really active weekend, bro. So it's
tell me about it.
Feel like we've been unwinding this whole week, getting back into the groove of life, and yeah, man, it's what we live for, you know.
1,000%. He came bearing gifts, y'all.
Yes, sir. Make sure
if you ain't got no ends, and if you can't chip in, you don't get to hit this, player.
There we go. I would have brought you some merch, bro, but we sold quite a bit of our bigger sizes this weekend, so we kind of on our smaller stock.
Don't even trip, dog. You're here. That's the merch right there. You're the walking merch. Oh shit! Real quick though, big shout out to my guy IJN. I'm a rock it. Don't even worry about it. You'll probably see an episode of me rocking it before this one comes out. So I do my fun pod. Mm-hmm. Well, all of them are fun, but the one where we get into our shit, that should be on Patreon. We do that every Sunday.
Okay, the Lord's Day.
Yep. And that is somewhat of an open door policy. You know what I'm saying? Somewhat. And when I say somewhat, I'm saying everybody can't just pull up over here.
Definitely.
But you know, you got something going on. You have a very strong movement. So anytime you want to pop in, just pop in. We'll get you a mic set up. We'll get you a chair set up. And promote what you want to promote and talk your shit.
That part. Appreciate the hospitality, man. It's always appreciated.
That's all. My goal is to make sure you as comfortable as hell. That's it.
Bro, I'm always comfortable, bro. I'm out here in my sweats, bro. We chilling.
Hey, talk that shit. So I was I was rummaging through the Instagram. I did hit the YouTube, and you do have songs from over a decade ago.
Yes, sir.
And what I like to ask is, when did the idea become reality? What made you want to push to where you are now?
Well, the story as far as how I got into music, so around like I'd say the age of like 14, my homie DJ Tasco would always put me on the hip hop, but he started putting me onto the local stuff. This is where I discovered the Mike Blesses, the Cap K's, the Epsilon projects and stuff like that. There were rap battles going on, little workshops at like Oxnard High. I know J Pro used to do, like
word?
little open door stuff for people to come sharpen their skills. And I was just a fan of it, like that bug bit me. So I would just kind of pull up and, dabble in some waters. And I would say around the age of 16 is when I started sneaking into clubs in LA to perform my own music. I have marquees on, inside of buildings before I'm technically old enough to get in there. So shout out to DJ Leviathan, Gigi, everybody at Urban Underground, the Second Street Jazz Club. If you from Southern California, you know these spots. They were prominent hip hop spots in that era. So this is where I kind of started getting my feet wet. I was doing sets before I had music to actually fill a set. I would go out there and freestyle a lot and just, you know what I mean? I just wanted any opportunity to rap. So that kind of spitball took me across the country. I was able to see 26 states in the U.S.
Damn.
I signed with a indie label, so I really got a lot of insight on like the business side of things, and just kind of started seeing how you can kind of run your own ship. And obviously, especially in California, like a lot of the times you end up being your own team essentially.
Hey, if anybody know, I know.
Yeah, bro, you're your own manager,
Shoot.
you're your own graphic designer, your own, just you cover your bases. So over, my 15 years of doing this, I kind of played every role. So I got into like the web design, I got into graphic design, photography, videography, and one that I always kind of kept in the back pocket just because I always enjoyed getting people together was organizing events. So even when I was on my music trip and, pursuing the life of an artist, I would always take the time to, hey, yo, I'm going to come throw a show here. I'm going to do this, do that. Just get all my folks in the building. And lo and behold, that just paved the way for, the last 15 years. It's crazy to say that. It's been close to 20 years now, man.
You ever really just sat down and been like, damn, it's been close to 20 years.
When you get that question where you're like, where are you going to be in 5 years? Like, celebrating my 20th, bro. Like, we've been doing this, bro.
Word up. Yeah. So I want to, we're going to be all over the place. We're going to be all over the place. But definitely. I want to get back to not get back to, but I want to get to the media day. Okay. Shout out to Prominent over there.
Hey, shout out to Antweezy.
Fuck, that one kind of reminded me of the first one in Isla Vista.
Mm-hmm.
Only difference was that there was performances there.
Mm-hmm.
What was the inspiration behind that?
What's crazy is me and Antweezy go back. So when he was doing his stuff with King Lil G, we were having our monthlies and touring and stuff. So we always kind of sent artists back and forth and just kind of shared info.
Yeah, he's good with that.
I remember at one point I sold this cat a drone. You know what I mean? Like, that's how much history there is between us. And so when he was actually getting ready for the media days, we had like a 2-hour phone call where he was just kind of running the idea by me, like, this is what I want to do. And we kind of just, threw some ideas around. So being out in Central Cali these days, I'm not able to move around as much as I would like to. So I wasn't able to make it to any of the media days. So it was just like one of those things where we're like, yo, we're back in 805 now. Like, we got to incorporate this. Like, you know what I mean? I've been seeing all the buzz and just hearing all the good feedback.
Waiting for it.
Getting to know podcasts and platforms that I really wasn't aware of yet. You know what I mean? Like, I took some time off to focus on the dad life. So, coming back into the scene, there's all these new entities that are just complete powerhouses, bro. Like the Ventura Tide podcast, the Origin, yourself, like, everybody's just exploding, and yeah, that just needs to be celebrated, So that's one of the things of the platform is we really hone in on what the 805 is doing at the moment, because it's again key and for artists, creatives, and just people with a story to tell. So you guys definitely do the county a service, and yeah, that just needs to be celebrated. So shout out to Antweezy for making that happen. Dude actually went super hard for that event in terms of promotion. They did the whole label set.
You know, the media parties,
run.
bro. Like that
like
dude,
a real press run.
he's a genius, low key. Like that dude deserves his flowers. And yeah, I was so hyped to get to meet some of the newer artists he's working with, because I'm from that area where he was working with King Lil G and these names, and to see where he was able to take them and like contribute to their careers, I can only imagine what he's gonna do for these younger artists. So they're blessed to have a guy like that in their circle. Shout out to Antweezy, bro. I can't say that enough.
Shout out to my guy. Now, he's over here shooting music videos.
Bro.
Britt is outside. She look. If you know her, she's in your face with like this. She's like she's getting everything.
Definitely.
Like I think too. Like the good thing about these different podcasts, like you have me, you have Origin, you have Artificial, you have Ventura Tide Pod, you have the Iceberg Lounge.
203 Studios.
Yeah, big time. What's up, Mind Off, dog? Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. We gotta redo your episode, dog. Your episode was in the batch that got lost. I was pissed because that shit was fire. But even though we all have the same idea, you know what I'm saying? Even though some are interview based and then some are like what's going on outside based.
Definitely.
It's still different. You know what I'm saying? Like some are more serious, some are more playful. Me, I'm just all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like anybody, it's not very much like copycatty, because you're still gonna you can get the same content, but you get it in a different way.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And I guess that just depends on our individual personalities.
Definitely. And a great example of that is like you have, your No Jumpers, your Vlad TVs, your, all these different podcast platforms out of the California area. They'll, run the same artist. Like when an artist goes on a press run, he'll make a stop at each and every one. And even when he's telling the same story or, questions are somewhat similar, you get a different response, different energy. Like the host plays a significant part in that, the atmosphere, everything. So you're 1,000% right. What's crazy is we were talking about Mambo earlier. Mambo is another person that understands that. He's always a person that understands that. So he's been kind of contributing to the media game in the 805, obviously for as long as he has been with the radio and whatnot. But making sure that he gives everybody their flowers and kind of sheds light on that each platform has their own little oomph to the scene.
Yeah, everybody got their own little sauce, man, and it's dope.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like gumbo. Y'all motherfuckers like gumbo?
Hey, I lived in Louisiana for 3 years. I love
shit.
What part? Gumbo. What part? I was in Lafayette.
All right, so I got people like my grandma. She's in Monroe.
Okay, true.
So I got family from Monroe. And then, what's the next city over? Damn.
You got Alexandria. You got Shreveport, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, New Orleans.
Okay, Baton Rouge is one.
I was deep in the South, bro.
Damn. What the hell? It's right there. It's right next to Monroe.
Shout out to Southern hospitality, bro. There is nothing like that. When they fuck with you, they really fuck with you.
Everybody's so nice for nothing.
Oh, bro, they wave at you when you're walking down the street. They don't know you. Everybody just, your hand will get tired from how many.
Man, how you doing, brother? I see you here. Good day. You want some of this crawfish? Like, I want some of this crawfish. What'd you do to it? You don't got to worry about nothing. It's nice. It's all green and shit.
Different world down there, bro.
What was you doing out there?
So I had a thing when I finished college. I went to the LA recording school. And when I finished college, I was living in LA. I just kind of got over living in the city. I was like, I want to travel. You know what I mean? So I fit whatever I could fit in my car, and I dipped. And I have some family in Louisiana, so I stopped there, decided, you know what, there's a lot of cool people out here. I'm going to throw a show. That introduced me to the label that I ended up linking with. And, the rest is history, bro. Like, I honestly stopped in, like, I'm on my way to New York. And then somehow I stayed in Louisiana for 3 years.
Hey, man, when you get there, it's all warm and cozy, and the sweet potato pie is fire.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Classic Chicken, man. The best chicken I ever had. Bro. They had a Popeyes right next to the Classic Chicken. Popeyes was damn near empty. I mean, I had to go because I'm a Cali boy, and I had to have Louisiana fried chicken in Louisiana. Yeah. But that Classic Chicken, holy what the hell. I don't even want to cuss because my grandma. Crazy, man.
Yeah, shout out to the South. Different world, but like I said, when they rock with you, they really rock with you, bro. They'll put you onto some shit. As far as the pace of living out here,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of reminded me of the South because it's compared to like LA and compared to Orange County. And this could just be me,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like the pace of living is just a little bit slower. Like I feel like it's easier to move around out here.
Mm-hmm.
And then even as far as like the media days and how people support each other, and even if you don't support somebody,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
still know who they are and you know where they're
Definitely.
gonna be. And if you want to, you can pop out and show love.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
can be like that in LA, but
You know what they do in Louisiana, which I mean, I wish we had it out here because it's really dope. But they do this thing where they say, "Who are your people?" So like, say you're from Monroe and you're in New Orleans. They'll ask you, "Who are your people?" And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm related to this family from
yep.
this city." And they'll like take a quick little 30 seconds to calculate and be like, "I
that
know your
mental
uncle.
Rolodex,
I
yep.
know your uncle.
Yep.
Or I know you're this. I know you're
Yep.
that." And they could just pinpoint somebody who knows you just off of a simple, "Who are your people?"
1,000%.
You know, in
1,000.
Cali, we kind of have that by the city, but I mean, the whole state's like that. Like, what the fuck, bro? Y'all all know each other.
And you don't gotta worry about gangbanging.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
If they ask you out there, it's probably because they really know. Like, man, I was in third grade with your uncle. He still got that $9.50. He I let him borrow.
Nah.
Instead of out here, it's like, nah, where's he at? Say less. Like,
Mhm.
So you did a cipher a minute ago.
Yeah, yeah.
It aged very well.
Thank you.
The way it was shot, the flow, that shit was. That's some courage. Me, if I'm drunk at a party, I'll freestyle that shit. But
Okay.
to rap, to do a cipher, to where you know you're going in there with the intent to kill.
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
That was actually an honor. So I have a battle rap background, right? I used to rock with this league Daily Duels, and one of the cameramen who filmed, one of the battles I did in LA, connected with me afterwards. He's like, "I have this idea for this cipher series that I'm gonna, start up." And he reached out to everybody in the region that was like kind of on the bubble at the time. But that cipher series ended up being the Cipher Effect. They're worldwide now. So they travel the world and they'll be like, "Yo, we're doing Brazil right now, or we're in this region." And but yeah, if you look at that first season of the names that were on that list and the different ciphers, this was like the launch of like the Self Provokes, the Reveries, the King Lil G's, the Devours,
I like Devour.
the Foras, everybody so just to be thought of with names like that. Like, obviously, they weren't who they are now at the time, but in hindsight, when I look at it, I'm like, yo, everybody's doing their things. You know what I mean? You have the Gavlins,
Never stop.
the Velda Wonders, the Top. But these are all names that were mentioned in that first pool. And since then, they've done, countless seasons and stuff. But shout out to my boy JDS Films. Again, a genius that just, had an idea, took it and ran with it. And that's something to live by, bro. You see a lot of these people that, again, start their platforms or little projects, little passion projects. They can take these people all over the world. And
You said 26 states.
yeah, 26 states, bro. And I grew up in Little Piru, like Piru Fillmore area. So
Oh yeah.
I'm from a town with like 2 liquor stores and a gas station. So
That can be dangerous.
to jump off that ledge and be like, I want to battle rap and I wanted this and I wanted that, and to know that it's taking me across the country and introduced me to a lot of my heroes. A lot of my heroes became friends.
See, that's something else that's a trip too.
Yeah, bro. Like I've said it a million times. I'm a fan before anything. So you know what I mean. I really geek off these little hip hop stories that I have, or these little connections that I built. Like when my son was born, the first text that I got, the first congratulation text I got was from the homie Sally Cell. Like
What?
this is bro. So life is just it's something to smile about these days. You know what I mean?
Real quick though, y'all heard me say this a million times. I never really fully understand who the fuck is sitting in front of me when I'm doing this shit.
Yeah, bro.
I just be doing this shit because I like people. Well, no, I don't like people. I like individuals. People are fucking crazy. He said Sally Sell said, man, congratulations on the little one. What?
Yeah, bro. So I have a million random contacts and people like that in my circle, and you know, just to have that guidance and you know that encouragement from like, bro, they cats were getting busy when I was a child. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now, as an adult, to have those adult relationships with these people is just it's a blessing. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Cause now, like, I think my favorite part about it,
Mhm.
cause like now I do have some legitimately famous friends.
Hell yeah.
And it's a trip because it's like, yo, you don't understand. Like you can go on my YouTube search and it's your name.
Mm-hmm.
And we just up here, hey, I'm about to pull up in 15 minutes. Like, cool.
Yeah.
You know, like the same way we look at them is sometimes the same way they look at us. And it's like, dog, like you don't see it, but I do. I'm already here. You on your way.
Definitely.
And if I have to help you to get here, all you need to do is be ready. That shit is fucking
Yeah.
Sally Sell.
And bro, and I'm sure you know this as like a platform provider. It's so dope to just celebrate your homies. You know what I mean? Like to see, you know, the homies make a successful play or level up or, you know, anything like that. It's just so dope to be like, yo, like I know that guy. You know what I mean? Just to know you is the biggest reward. So I feel like that way about 90% of the people in my contacts, bro. I'm just like, yo, just to know you is the biggest privilege I could have ever gotten from this world. So shout out to all my people doing amazing things. I wish you continued success and just have fun with it, bro. Have fun. You get one life, bro. Live that shit up.
I got a pretty dope story. So it was my cousin's birthday. What up, man? So it was my cousin's birthday, right? And there's a comedian that he looks up to. Boo Capone. What up, Boo?
Hey.
So me and Boo, we got cool doing comedy and shit. We got cool, and I don't remember doing it, but my cousin, he hit me up. He was like, "Hey," he was like, "Did you tell Boo Capone to wish me a happy birthday?" And I was like, "Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember." I mean, if I had to put a number on it, 70-30, yeah, but just shit like that, it's like,
yeah,
I was able to make that happen for him.
Yeah.
You know, and you could do the same shit. Like, it's like, you like, that's your homie for real. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I seen you guys had Brent Taylor on the show too.
Oh, that's my nigga, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, roast me. Shout out to Patrick Cloud, that Roast Me series. Flawless.
Okay, so
Flawless.
I'm working on them.
Okay.
I'm working on them. So the ones that I'm real cool with, like I can get them on the phone right now, is Brent, is Boo, is Kanisha.
Okay.
I don't have Craig's number. But we locked in though.
That's a dog, bro.
Precious Hall, she turned into a good friend. You know what I'm saying? I can get Mike Epps, but that's by extension of the homie Stacey Taylor.
Definitely.
Shit, what the? Let me slow down, because I can't even. Like I said, like even though they're right here, you still fans of them. You know? What I'm saying?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a fan of that they're all somewhat tied into music too. You know, like Boo Capone, like he go back to, was it not Death Row? Was it?
I think it was Death Row. He was signed Death Row for.
He was killing it back in the day.
Big boom, bang.
But yeah, Patrick and all of them, they all be dabbling in music, so it's dope. That's why I asked you when you're like, I'm into comedy, because these two lanes, they tend to go hand in hand, bro. Like
pretty much.
An entertainer's an entertainer, bro. They, you know, they gonna get in where they fit in. You know who's doing comedy? This actually tripped me out. We've been going back and forth with J. Rue the Damager. He's, you know, part of like the Gangstar Foundation. Right. So, you know, coming up with DJ Premier and all of that.
Shout out to Primo.
But yeah, he's doing a stand-up comedy thing now. So that's something that he incorporates into his shows and shit too. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You get to just package them together like that. Like, you're just gonna come flex on everybody. I fuck with it.
But I like how you said they're both entertaining.
Yeah.
They're both entertaining as far as like a creative aspect, because I mean, what probably next after that is sports, but it's entertaining, but it's still a completely different lane.
Definitely. But there's an art to just reading the room in general. You know what I mean? So when you're on stage, you read the room a lot. You're interacting with the fans, the size of the stage, how much you can really do there. So it takes a special eye as an entertainer to be able to, you know, just steal that room, you know. So shout out to musicians, you know, comedians, anybody who has the fucking gall to get on that stage and just leave it all there.
Anybody with a microphone. That's what I should have said.
Yeah,
the lane with the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a mic to play sports.
Definitely.
Yeah, that shit. I really wanted to I wanted to bounce back and forth between the two events last week.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Majestic Tour. Noah Jones was good, or Noah James was good. My bad.
Those are my people too.
Oh, I gotta apologize to you too, dog, because I've done it 2 times already, and I'm working on not doing it. I double booked myself.
Oh, it happens, bro.
Did
you happen to see the map that Omega Nova posted from that night?
I don't think so.
So I've been doing events in the 805 for quite some time. Like we coming off a little break, but I just want to show this just because it's so dope to see the city this active. Where we at?
Because there was definitely a lot going on.
Bro, there was 4 cracking events all within 6 minutes from each other.
You said something because my dumb ass, you know, I can't see. I really can't see. I said, "Where's Jeffy at?" It was like, "I'm Jeffy." I was like, "All right, fuck." I had to really look like, yeah, that's him. You said it the best, dude. You were like, we should did everything all together.
To actually see it.
Oh shoot.
That's our event. That's Stone Dar and the Minx. That's the Funk Freaks. That's the art gallery. Like, all within 6 minutes apart. So as a fan of the culture and as somebody who just at one point felt like the life in Ventura County was kind of just like slow going, to see it crack like that and like to see it put into a map. So shout out to Omega for sending me that. Like, one, amazing to see it. But yeah,
waiting on you, Omega.
Hey, that's a talented cat right there, bro. That was a bucket list for me to finally book him for a show.
I'm waiting on him. I know he's a big deal. There's a couple of them. There's 3 of them to be specific. 4 of them. 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Who? OGT, hurry up.
There we go.
Enzom, hurry up.
One of my favorite writers.
Shit, Surrealist, hurry up.
Crazy.
Big Time Bake. Come on, man. Stop playing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of them. There's more than a couple of them.
You know what? I used to do these like end of the year wrap ups where I would just, you know, make a list of all the artists out here that I seen working, dropping music videos, albums, doing shows, just active in the scene. And every year that list started growing and growing and growing. I think the last one was like 600 artists, and I was like, you know what? This is too much at this point.
600 artists
that were working. That's not counting our OGs, people who are just kind of chilling out. That's like active in the scene, working. Damn. And I'm sure I missed some, but like that talent pool is gradually growing. That's why I'm happy to see so many more promoters, you know, stepping up, so many media platforms, because, yo, we have a talent pool that needs that spotlight. You guys are doing everybody a service. It's amazing to see it.
600 artists.
Yeah.
What I learned was there was a lot more female artists than I even knew about.
Oh, for sure.
There's a handful of them, because I only know about like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Nina Rose, Miss J, Blazy, she Real Talk, she's hard.
Oh yeah,
she's hard.
Yeah, I seen you hyping her up. I had to do my homework. I'm like,
she's man. Yeah, she's with the shits. She's dope.
And women just, again, that's another one. Hip hop's been so male dominated. Even though we have, you know, a lot of queens that have like left their stamp, the Missy Elliott's and you know, Queen Latifah's and stuff like that. I feel like women are finally starting to get, there you go. They're starting to get their just due though. So I feel like that needs to be celebrated. Any lineup you see us put together, you always see, you know, some female representation on there for that reason. I feel like it needs to be celebrated.
Shit, if you ask me, they running mainstream right now.
Oh, for sure.
Doechii.
Hey,
sorry.
Doechii cold. She cold, bro.
I like her.
Yeah. SZA and all them, man. Like it's really dope to see the females really stepping out front and not just being a flavor of the week thing anymore. You know what I mean? They're like building longevity.
They will bar you to death.
I'm saying.
They'll bar you to death.
You know what I'm saying.
So what made you go past the music? What made you want to get into the merch and then into just like starting to throw the business side? Let's say the business side.
this is an expensive hobby, bro. And I feel like if you just rap and you're not really catching the traction or moving the merch, or like, you'll go broke really fast. So
Yeah, studio sessions ain't cheap.
but not to mention just like writer's block. Like, I feel like to have multiple projects that you can kind of hop back and forth to, if there was ever a time where you feel stagnant in music or whatever, it's like, cool, I'm gonna transfer this over here, hop back and forth, and that way you don't overwhelm yourself with just one thing. You know, so I'm a very analytical thinker, you know what I mean? So anytime I'm somewhere, I'm analyzing, like, oh, yo, like, this is how they do it, this is how they operate, this is, you know. And I like to ask questions. So I'm one of those people that, again, it's like when I stepped in here today, first thing, how long you been here? How'd you do this? Like, it's so dope to see how people operate. And yeah, you just kind of start picking up little things here and there. And you know, I'm very blessed to have so many amazing mentors who kind of put me on game on just how to press your own merch, or how to,
Right.
you know, what's the cheapest way to make a website that can do everything that you want it to do, you know, and things like that. So the business has always been like part of the forefront for me, because self-sustainability is everything. Like, this stuff has to, at the very least, fund itself. And you start picking up little, you know, tricks of the trade that kind of help you obtain that. So with shows, one thing I always loved about shows is it gives me an opportunity to travel a lot, without having to come out of my pocket too deep. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, oh, I did a show in LA today, but all my money went to the hotel. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I've heard about those stories.
you got to come back home with something.
Right.
There was actually, speaking of Missy Elliott, she had a little mini doc where she talked about that, about tour life and stuff. And she was like, yo, a lot of people don't think about this, but like, a lot of the money from touring goes back into the tour. So there was times where she was like, I'm coming home with nothing. And I'm like, well, what was that point of that run other than promotion, you know?
Right,
But,
getting your face seen.
you know, she started working on the business side, and shit, look at her. She's an icon. You know what I mean?
I'm getting there, dog. I am trash at the business, but I got a couple people that are like, dog, if you don't fucking start putting money in your pocket from this shit, and I have, it's just not the way they want me to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like if I'll tell y'all, if y'all want me to produce y'all shit,
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna, you know what I'm saying, bread and butter, baby, bread and butter, chips with dip,
That part.
cereal with lactate milk, but it's more so like, we'll talk later. We'll talk about it. It's my chips and dip. It's
But yeah,
mine.
that is something I always tell people. Like, make sure you can find ways to fund this, because again, just like in life, when you're paycheck to paycheck, or your funds ain't right, you're just not happy. You're just,
That is a
you
fact.
know what I mean? So the same with music. If you're going out to these shows and you know I got $5 in my pocket, like, you're gonna be kind of dragging your feet around that club. But when you feel comfortable, you look good, feel good, got something in your pocket, you got your folks with you, you're a different person on that stage. So
Look, man, if he's always tired and he in the house all day, he broke.
no.
I mean, broke dudes be the tiredest ones. I'm just gonna go home and go to sleep. You just ain't got no money. That's what that is. You ain't fooling nobody. Talking about you tired. No, you're broke.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
So you're even in the middle of all the chaos, because I was watching everything, even just me just running back and forth in my own damn world, watching you. You got Ventura Tide Pod doing their thing. You got Rafa Dog on stage. You got the little 13-year-old DJ, and there's merch everywhere. People are every fucking where. And you still have this calm, cool demeanor.
definitely.
Were you always like this, or did something like just chill you out?
To be honest, in my head, I'm always running 100 miles a minute. You know what I mean? So even in points where I feel nervous, everybody's like, you can't tell. You're like very in pocket, and
Never let them see you
so
sweat.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm myself everywhere I go. This is the same Jeffy you'll get regardless of who I'm in the room with, or you know what's going on. And so even when I am nervous, like I don't know. I just have a demeanor to me. So it's not that I'm not nervous, but I think I just been doing this long enough to know, like, hey yo, they're not thinking the same thing you're thinking right now. most times. Like, get that thought out of your head and you straight, you know?
Touche. Obvious. Where did that name come from?
I grew up in the graffiti world, so that was something I inherited. I actually, so my first rap name, I used to go by Absent One, like a absent-minded type of thing. And I was getting ready to start school at the LA Recording School, so I started doing my homework on, you know, students and, you know, part of their alumni who've graduated and stuff. And I ended up meeting this cat named, this is a funny story, this cat named Absent Minded, right? So like the names
Okay,
are close.
like-minded.
Then the names were close, but I remember being that little kid. It was like, hey, yo, we got the same name. And he kind of came at me crazy. He's like, there's only one Absent.
Of course.
Da-da-da-da-da. And I started thinking, I'm like, yo, this dude's putting out projects. I'm sure this is copyrighted or something somewhere. You know what I mean? Even though my name's from more of like a graffiti background, and I kind of put it into the music thing. I was like, I want to be fully discoverable online. I don't want people to Google my name and see 15 different persons with the same name variations or anything like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my real name. Like, Jeffy's my real name. And obvious was it just came from the graffiti stuff. So, yeah, I love the name just because it's ironic, because a lot of the stuff that comes out of my mouth or that you see from me is something that's the exact opposite of obvious. Like, I couldn't have seen that coming from a mile away. So, it's just these days it's more of like a I don't know, you know, I don't know if I explained that right.
I'm picking it up.
But yeah, so half the names from my mom, half the names from the graph world. That's how we got here.
Hey, I like how you said that you can search your name up and don't have to worry about that. Now that I think about it, me too, motherfuckers.
Bro, that
me
is
too.
honestly one of my biggest pet peeves, when there's a specific artist I'm looking for. Like, let's just say I'm like, this guy's name is Blaze. And then like you look up Blaze and there's a million, you're like, nope, not the right one, not the right one, not the right one. And
then there's a bunch of fake pages and yeah.
But like younger artists, they tend to do that. They'll be like, yo, Drake's already taken, but if I take Drake Wayne, then it's different. And it's like,
no, it's not
really, bro. You took two names from two artists, put it together, and you know. So it's just more of a, personally, I appreciate the originality behind anything. Like even when event names or somebody's marketing approach, anything, when I see like a good artist to really like exemplify this is Young Quicks. The way he markets, it's different. You don't see artists out here with Sprinter vans wrapped in their logos doing, you know, connecting with the schools or the mayor or the, you know what I mean? He just moves to his own.
I was just with his ass too.
But whether you're a fan of the music or anything that he does, the way that he moves is something to take notes on, bro.
He's outside.
That's a standout artist for that reason. Shout out to Young Quicks. I seen them call him out on one of those like food interviews when they were like, do you feel like you're underrated? And I agree, he is highly underrated, for the simple fact that the way he markets himself, you know, getting his music played at basketball games and football games.
Yo, they play this shit at the Dodger games.
I'm saying.
Which we swept, by the way. Gotta throw that in there. Sorry, not.
But
Give us fucking Ohtani back.
But that's something you need to take note on. Like, you can't just take somebody's, you know, a page out of somebody else's playbook all the time, because what works for one person ain't necessarily going to work for everybody. So you really got to get out there and test the waters. And, you know, there's a million people. Like, again, you mentioned Surrealist earlier. That's another one. He kind of moves to the beat of his own drum, and it works to his advantage. But as somebody who's into marketing and PR work and stuff like that, I take notes, and I'm like, yo, this is somebody that deserves their flowers for that, because, you know, most people aren't even touching that you know, context yet of what they do. And they will. It's just going to take some time to find it, you know?
I was just literally, like, before I started setting up, I was just with him and Mambo.
Mm-hmm.
They did an event at McDonald's, and they had the lowriders outside. They had the drones in the sky. DJ Q was there, Mambo was hosting it, and Quicks is there, like, giving out raffle tickets, taking pictures.
Yep.
Mambo's taking pictures. My daughter got a free Happy Meal. Shit, they gave me some free food too.
There you go.
I don't really eat McDonald's, but I ate it today.
Hey.
But it was just seeing all those people, and I'm just watching people funnel in and funnel in and funnel in. The event was free. I met a couple of managers from McDonald's, and they're just chopping it up with me. And
Yeah, definitely.
It's dope just to get out and be seen, because when you show love to them, they're gonna show it back. They've
Yeah.
showed love over here time and time again, so it's only right. But like, just the fact that they're really outside like that.
Yeah.
You know, like I came in here thinking that, you know, these guys are gonna be hard to get to. Now, don't get it twisted. Like, you still got to put your work in. Like, it still helps if they hear about you through somebody that they know. So it's the definite plus. But if they're outside, go ahead and approach them. Go introduce yourself. Go say what's up. They are really outside.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing is like a lot of these big names or people that are outside like that these are your peers, regardless of where you're at in your career or what it is you're doing. These are your peers, and 90% of them are gonna treat you like a person. And like, obviously, you're gonna run into some of these, you know, celebrity-minded people that just bigger than life, but you know, most people out here are people, and they understand and vibe with people. So you approach somebody on some like genuine shit, they gonna give you a genuine response.
Big time.
Genuine, keyword, be genuine, and shit, so many doors will open for you.
That is something. That is something that I've heard you speak on before. Is being genuine.
Facts.
And that is something that I live by, to the point where it might annoy some people. Because when you do something for somebody that's already damaged, they're already expecting you to ask them for a favor back. And it's not, I don't get that from you. Like,
I've talked about it in another interview before, but I got to shed light on it. One of my phrases of life is, what I give to you is a gift to me. Meaning, if I do something for you, it's not because I expect something in return. It's not because I feel like I owe you something. It's just because that shit made me feel good. So I move with that, you know? Like, if I can help you, cool. If you want to return the love, even better. But if not, you know, the fact that I saw promise in you and helped you, you know, just threw you a lob or threw you an opportunity, helped you, you know, pay some bills, whatever. Like, this is all part of it, man. I'm a fan first. Always will be.
yeah, see, you put it way better than I put it. Because for me, it's just like, man, if I ever do anything for you, you better fucking forget that shit. Don't tell nobody, dog.
Right.
Don't fucking remind me. Don't thank me, nothing. It's already done. Leave me the fuck alone. All right? I'm at peace already. That's my tithes and offering. I'm not a big church goer, but my tithes and offering is doing for other people. If you ask me for it and I got it, you got it. But if I ain't got it, or if I need it right back, don't ask me for shit.
Yeah. You know, that's one of the perks of growing up in Ventura County is I feel like we all kind of carry that. We all kind of look out for each other when we can, if we can. Or at the very least, we show some kind of support. So I know it doesn't seem like that on the internet sometimes because you don't see, oh, how come so-and-so isn't in my likes? But when you get in the same room with these people and they really, you know, can show you that support in real time, it's just it's so dope, bro. I love Ventura County. I'm the biggest fan of the 805 for that reason.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it.
And it's gradually growing and just, bro, keep fucking going, dog. Like, we are a hot spot for hip hop and just talent, bro. Especially like now that Levity's open, now that you know all
your boy.
like,
yeah.
I'll be honest. At first, I was completely against the growth. I was like, yo, I want everything to be grassroots and just like it was. I don't like change. And now I'm like embracing the change. I'm like, hell yeah, new people, new opportunities, new everything, and everyone's just happy. So keep that smile.
Shit, everybody knows somebody.
Yeah.
I think the biggest compliment to me, still, like, just to me, is that people are coming from San Diego. People are coming from San Luis Obispo. They're coming from the IE. That shit is not, it's not close.
No.
They're putting gas in their car to come fuck with us over here.
Facts.
And that right there that's a fucking compliment to the 805.
Facts.
That's like 2.5 hours to get here, and then 2.5 hours to go back. Like, that should tell people something. Like, and I've had a couple of my people come out here from, you know, it took them an hour and some change to get here, but they came though.
Facts.
Because whether y'all like it or not, this is where the motion's at.
Hell yeah.
This is where it's cracking at. Yeah, y'all got y'all shit going out there in LA and shit like that, but so do we.
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
Yeah. And on that note, I actually stay in Bakersfield these days. So I drove 2 hours just to see you today.
Oh,
So,
see, ain't that a motherfucker?
that's what I'm saying.
Great.
We know where the platforms are, who needs to be celebrated, how it's such an honor, bro.
I'm
So
about to tell my lady to bring your plate. You hungry?
hey, I can eat, bro.
Shoot, hold on real quick though. We about to get Miss Quick though on the phone. Hold up.
There
Hold
we
up.
go.
She probably gonna send one of the kids down. What the fuck?
But yeah, bro. Like I said, we take care of our own out here. See, bro. It's really dope to see.
Damn, that shit was probably loud as hell. Oh yeah, it was loud. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Damn, it's actually ringing. There's never no service in here. 805 for lifer. Shout out to D Tragic. Go check out his page. He's dropping shit.
Yeah.
Not music, but
That's my brother right there. D Tragic, man. I can't thank that dude enough for how many doors he's opened for me over the years.
he's a whiz with the computers.
Oh, I know it, bro.
All right, you're fired.
The drone stuff too. Tragic be customizing drones, bro. If you ever need
Really?
racing drones.
Oh yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. I gave him a hard drive, but that shit is so fucking far gone. I can't even format it. Well, okay, so since he's like he's a nerd with that shit, and I mean that in the most respectful way. I mean, look at me. What is something that you're a nerd in? What is something that nobody can tell you shit in?
I've always been big on technology. I was that kid that would take apart his PlayStation and put it back together, clean all the lasers and stuff like that. So, same as far as computer stuff. I do computer repair, not as detailed or professionally as D Tragic, but that is something that I've always been big on. Web design. Just, it's not that people can't tell me anything about it, because I always keep an open mind and I always want to learn more. Like, I'm a student first, but there's certain things that I'm just super polished in, like that. Even like my graphic design, like when I'm sitting there, drawing on the computer and just, I might not be doing the traditional way or using the softwares that most people are using. I'm like, I'm going to learn my way, and then I'll learn all the industry standard ways later, but I'm going to learn the basics and,
So
self-taught.
Did you do this one? Because this shit was fucking hard. Oh, there you go. Hey. Hello? 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 If you can hear me, bring a plate down, please. Thank you. Bye. Oh, damn, now the phone froze. Okay, boom. Did you do this one? Because this one was crazy.
Yeah, I do.
It's an edit.
I do most of our flyer work, our clothing. All our clothing is done by me.
What's coming up?
Yes. Did you do this one?
Yes, sir.
Man, I need this song. This shit go.
Hey, shout out to Self Provo, bro. That's my brother right there.
Yo, this shit is hard.
Mhm.
You did that edit. That shit was. I was like, yeah, somebody put some money behind promotion.
No, it's just me having fun. Yeah. Yeah, so I do all our flyer work, video work, all our merch designs, everything. But I hand draw a lot of stuff. I want to, like I said, I want to learn everything. I think that's my thing, is I've always been like a really detailed listener. So when I see somebody who's like polished in something, I'm like, yo, show me. I may never use this, but I want to learn. Like, so I sit down, I watch, I ask questions, and I'm very, very fortunate enough to be in like some dope circles of people who can be like, yo, it's as easy as,
You ever thought about getting into tattoos? That's a lot of jars.
I would, but I got shaky hands, bro. So like, at least on the I can. Oh, Let me go back and edit that. You can't edit somebody's skin, bro.
Facts, man. That's fuck all you rich people. You can edit. Nah. It is not that simple.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot though. Like getting a tattoo, and I'm like, I don't know.
I'll give you some sick ass zigzags, homie. I'll give you one of those.
Yeah.
So who you've been on tour, you've been all over the country, you've mentioned certain artists. Who has been the biggest artist that you've gotten to have a conversation with?
Ooh, a lot. So when I was in Louisiana, one of my colleagues out there was the homie Duke Dog. Are you familiar with like the Cupid Shuffle?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the homie who engineered that record was a good friend of mine, and we were able to travel, do South by Southwest together, and a bunch of things of that nature. So through the label, we've done shows with like Kevin Gates, and I'm talking like VIP area, green room, whatever, full conversations. We've done stuff with Post Malone before he was big. Joyner Lucas, Migos.
Yeah. Joyner.
Hey, kill it. So when I ran into Joyner, when we had he's walking around with a backpack. I still have a physical copy of Along Came Joyner. Just from us sitting backstage it was actually a Taylor Gang Jet Life showcase at South by Southwest, where we were all kind of just sitting backstage, like nervous, like, yo, you see this crowd? And like that club was dope. It almost felt like we were in a treehouse. So it was just, I feel like everybody there was just kind of like, didn't know what to expect. It's South by Southwest. That place is so chaotic. That festival is just life-changing, bro. But we've done the South by, we've done the A3C festival in Atlanta, the big Bricks block party in Dallas. Just too many big events to count, and I'm just so used to being around people of that caliber that it's just
That boy, Kevin Gates. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's like pre 2 phones. So this actually, I have a funny story about Kevin Gates. I'm here for it. He's from Baton Rouge, right? Yep. So we did the show in Lafayette, Louisiana, at the Vegas Room. He's fresh out of prison. This is pre 2 phones era. Like he's still kind of coming out and finding his lane. But those cities being so close, a lot of the street politics kind of play a role. So he kind of came out and I'll not to take away from what he does, because dude's a superstar, but he kind of half-assed his set that night. And me and my folks were like, we're glad to be there. We're sipping 40s in the club. Like, just, that venue really gave us the luxury to act and wild out. You know what I mean? So we have bottles of OE with us on stage. We're sipping Old English that night and just wilding out, interacting with people.
OE in the club, yeah. Bro. Yeah.
This is the glass bottle OEs before they start getting all plastic.
Fuck that plastic shit. I always complain. I'm going to keep complaining about that. I know why y'all did it, too. I'm not going to say it on here, but I know why.
But being that we kind of like took the reins on that whole event that night, that opened so many doors for us. So Kevin Gates indirectly threw us a lob just because I don't know if he wasn't in a good mood or he wasn't feeling it, or he just, so following week, just from that show, they bring us to do a record with DJ Trashy, who's like a big EDM DJ out there. And again, it's not my territory, but the fact that he saw something in us and was like, we want to, So, but yeah, that all came from that night at the Vegas Room with Kevin Gates. So thank you for not going as hard as we know you're capable of, because it kind of opens some doors,
Big facts.
Yeah, so again, that's another example of why you should always go 110 wherever you at, because you never know who's watching, bro.
All right.
You never know who's there.
With that.
So yeah, that opened a lot of doors for us though. And then he became who he became. So it's, again, really dope to be like, yo, I remember being backstage with this cat, just,
It's nuts.
How you doing, bro? And now he's living life.
He's over here mad dogging LeBron.
Oh, I'm saying.
On the floor.
Hey, but that he's another cat. He'll speak his mind right or wrong, regardless how the world feels about it. He's just gonna tell it how he's gonna tell his truth, how he's gonna tell his truth, bro. So I love that. I love cats like that. They take the filter off. They're like, this is just what it is. And yeah, bro, I feel like we should all have the luxury to kind of expand on our opinions and just, tell our truth.
I could dig it. There's one thing to do something,
Mhm.
and there's another thing to do something right.
Facts.
When did you know you was doing it right?
To be honest, sometimes I still don't feel like I'm doing it right. Sometimes I'm rolling the dice. I'm just testing those limits, and that
Is
was
that the food? It's the food. What's up, man? You good? Huh? Food? He came 2 hours. 3 hours. Tell her 3 hours. Everything. Money Mike in the building, y'all. Excuse the interruptions. You know what I'm saying? I'm still got duties and shit.
there we go.
All right.
But
My bad.
yeah. So like I said, sometimes I still don't know if I'm doing it right, but that's the beauty of life, bro. Sometimes you just gotta hop off the porch and learn. You know what I mean? And
Get
there's
your hands dirty.
you have times where everything goes 1,000% perfectly right. You know what I mean? And then you have times where you got some learning curves, but all of it's relevant. All of it is relevant to the growth. So, yeah, to answer your question, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? Who the fuck knows? But I do know that it makes me happy. I do know that it makes the people around me happy. It's a service to, the people that I see promising and just, So, do I know if I'm doing it right? No, I don't. But do I know if it's beneficial? Yes, I do. I can 1,000% attest to that.
Yeah, you preaching. You cooking.
Mm.
We about to be eating soon.
There we go, bro.
So whenever you're not on creating,
Mhm.
whenever you're not creating, what is Jeffy obvious doing when his feet are kicked up, when his mind is turned off?
These days, I'm a full-time father, bro. I have a 3-year-old, and I'm
Shit's fun.
loving that, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
fun.
every minute of being a father. Like, shout out to my son Milo, bro. Like, that kid gave me a whole new purpose in life, and yeah, like he's at that age right now where every little milestone is like I gotta relearn. Like everybody was hyping me up about the terrible twos. They weren't that bad, but
They
3
weren't,
years,
yeah,
3 years
yeah.
old, I'm definitely getting my cardio in. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm either spending time with my son. I'm, just watering the relationships that I have with people. I have a big thing about actually getting out and living life. I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in our dreams and stuff that we forget to live in the moment. So, having my son, it gave me an opportunity to slow down. It went from, doing 4, 5, 6 shows a month to, hey, bro, we gonna kick it at home today, put on some movies, do our thing. So,
Word up.
yeah, like I said, life is so fragile, and I think we've all lost so many people in our lives, to,
Man, don't even get me started.
so we live for them though, bro. We live for them. Every time you hit that stage, everybody who's no longer with you, they there. So, you know what I mean? I just kind of try to keep that in mind and live in the moment,
That is something my people have definitely heard me say too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody talking about, I'll die for this, I'll die for that. Not
Yeah.
me. I'll live for it, though.
You know what?
I can do a lot more when I'm here.
So for the launch party was actually really big for us. So we clicked up with our OGs from ASR. They've been doing shows in Ventura County for 30, 40 years now. You know what I mean? They're honestly like the staple of the county as far as underground hip hop. And shout out to my boy Slimer, Busy, the whole ASR camp, A-Town, all of them. But a couple years back, we lost an important part to the team. Shout out to my brother, Big Fan. But when he passed, I think everybody kind of started, they just took their hands off the wheel and went home and spent time with their families. And, we did take a little bit of a 3-year break from Oxnard shows. Like, we were still, dipping and diving in other stuff, but it just felt weird without our bro there. So, the launch party was huge for us because it was the first time that I was able to get my folks out the crib in a long time, a few years. And, I don't know if you've seen any of the pictures in my story, but my bro Slimer brought out, Finn's MPC and just had it sitting there all night. And was like, he's with us, you know what I mean? And it just felt so so good to see everybody again, and to know that that energy is still there. It's just, you know. So, you know, when you lose people, like it can make a huge shift in it, in the momentum or whatever it is you're doing. It's hard to just keep going all the time, you know. So to finally get back and be reminded, like, yo, Finn would have wanted this, like,
Yeah.
you know. So that was one of the reasons why that event meant so much to me. You know, a lot of the night I'm just kind of ducked off with my people and just having those heart to hearts, and like, bro, it's good to see you, dog. Like, it's good to see my people smiling and happy.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
because if you knew Finn, that's exactly what he was, bro. He was the dude, like, anytime shit would start going left and I'm starting to get all in my, like, oh my God, how do we fix this? Da-da-da. He'd be like, calm the fuck down, let's smoke something, boom, boom. Like, you got this. And yeah, that whole night I just heard that. I heard that voice in my head all night. So shout out to my brother Big Finn, RIP. We ain't forget about you, brother.
Much love, man. Much love. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot.
No, I know it, bro. And the older you get, the more frequent it is, you know. And as I said, life is fragile. It's important to live, bro. It's important to live because you only got one opportunity to do so. So get the fuck out there and do what makes you happy.
Word up. I had to tell one of the boys, man. Actually, I had to tell all my boys, like, and my lady, she'll get annoyed that I don't really get mad or trip off a little shit. Not for anything, really.
Facts.
Like, I can total my car. As long as I'm straight, fuck it, get another one. Like, yeah, back then I'd be hot. I'd be mad about how inconvenient that it is. Like, yeah, it's still inconvenient, but what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bitch about it. Like, I still gotta get up and go to work.
Facts.
Like, we're too busy. Again, too busy living. I'm having too much fun. Shit is gonna happen. It's just how you prepare for it.
Definitely.
What you do to bounce back from that shit. Welcome to the mid-30s, real quick though.
Yeah.
As a father myself, I have a 10-year-old, and then I have 3 stepkids.
Okay.
And as much as they get on my nerves, I still always look forward to coming home. You know, like, having your own kid is a different type of love.
True.
And you didn't even know that you could love like that.
Bro.
So I say all that to ask, what is something that your son has taught you?
Patience. Not too long ago, he took one of his toys, he smashed it against the TV in the living room. Didn't break it, but it's it's glitching out a little bit. Oh, no. But it's one of those things where it's like, I know a younger me probably would have, you know,
spazzed.
You know what's going on here. But at the same time, like, I always try to think of, you know, I'm not necessarily, the troubled kid, was into the graffiti and put my parents through similar stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm like, this is what my mom was trying to prep me for. Like, one day you gonna have a kid and he gonna bust your fucking TV, and now you're gonna have to watch fucking Blood In Blood Out with half a purple screen. But yeah, real. So, you know, that's just part of it. Patience, understanding, selflessness. I've learned so much from my kid. You know, obviously there's those days where it gets hella stressful. Any parent who says I need a break, he said, you know,
bullshit.
Exactly, you know, but I don't know. I think more and more so it's just building that understanding that, like, yo, this is a little man that's learning, and he relies on you for that guidance, you know. So, but just the same, he's taught me just as much as I've taught him at this point. You know what I mean?
That's real.
And I've needed to brush up on my ABCs and stuff. So, you know, shout out to him, man. You got me doing all the colors and animal sounds.
Shit, right now we on math. I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I need to know what this angle is right now? That button is that button's not on the cash register, sweetheart. But hey, real quick though, I got a TV if you want it. All you gotta do is buy a remote for it. It's 60 inches. You can have it.
That part.
So this has been one of my favorite questions because I always get different answers. What we do, you know what I'm saying? We're in front of a camera a lot, or we're hearing our own voice. And it's kind of a 2-part question. When did you start liking the sound of your own voice? And watching yourself, like how we're watching ourselves, what is something that you learned about yourself the most?
When did I start liking my voice?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see. Here's the thing. I'm not personally a fan of my voice, but people are. I hear that. I get that compliment a lot. They're like, "Yo, you have a very soothing voice." Like, I want some bedtime stories from
It's like
Jeffy.
Theo.
You know what I mean?
Theo, 92.3, yeah.
Like, personally, I feel like I sound stoned and tired all the time. I'm just kind of like, but I do get a lot of compliments on that. So it's like when I was doing the music thing, I was younger at the time, so my voice was wasn't as deep yet. I still had some bass to the voice, but it wasn't as deep yet. So as I get older, it's starting to sound a little more profound to me. So I'm starting to understand what people are saying when they're like, "Yo, it's relaxing."
Yeah, your voice cured cancer.
Yeah, it's I'm just so like I don't want to say monotone because I got some range to my voice, but it's just so like laid back,
Yeah.
So I actually had that conversation with my people on the way here. Actually, I was talking on the phone and we were talking about being kind of like a safe space for people. Like, you ever feel like some people could walk up to you and just tell you their fucking story, and you're like, I just met you 2 minutes
Story
ago.
of my life, dog.
But
story of my life.
I feel like the tone of your voice, your demeanor, everything kind of sets that tone for that. So the fact that you do have like a soothing voice or just an inviting voice or, just that energy about you, it opens you up to that. And again, like we said earlier, like vulnerability when used right is a beautiful tool. So if you can be that safe space or just, people come to you for guidance or whatever, they know that they're going to, get what they came for. Like that is, bro, something that can't be taught.
Story of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then when did you? So when we're not watching ourselves, when we're just naturally doing us without thinking, we think or we'd like to think that we look cool until we see ourselves in the video camera or we see ourselves in a music video, and it's like,
yeah,
I look stupid as shit. What is something that you learned from yourself watching yourself?
I don't know. I'm just my own kind of. I think I'm awkward, but a lot of people are like, "Yo, like we want you to do photo shoots for the brand or for the this or for the that." I don't know. I just have it's just a natural, bro. I'm not exactly sitting in the mirror every morning and like rapping on myself. What am I gonna look like? You know what I mean? I just get out there and do it. And, but it's something, there are little things that I've had to like train myself to stop doing. Like when I was performing, I would notice I would do this with my hand a lot, like this little cup thing. And then I'm like, it just ruins a lot of pictures because I'm just right here like little chicken wing and shit. You know what I mean? So there's stuff that you train yourself to stop doing. But yeah, I think I'm just my own kind of awkward and it just works for me,
Yeah, I know what you mean. My shit was, I'll be thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'll be looking, nope, goofy as fuck. Goofy as fuck. I look at myself like, what the fuck? Like the biggest thing, and I tell this story all the time. The biggest thing I learned about myself was, besides looking goofy, was I never really understood how blind I really was. Like, because for me, this is natural for me. I've been reading books, doing homework, looking at my phone. This is my normal spot. Okay. But when I fucking like see it, it's like, yo. I started making fun of myself. I felt bad for everybody I almost felt bad for everybody that I socked for making fun of me. Like I seen it and was like, yo, like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, you can't see? Like, no, I really can't. It's fuck. So now I'm over here pretending like I can see shit, just pushing all the wrong buttons. Uber's in Canada somewhere. Shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I just started wearing glasses this year too, only for like driving at night. But I didn't realize how bad my eyes were until I threw those things on. I was like, wow, like these streets have names. Like,
man, I got some driving glasses. You wouldn't believe them if I showed them to you. There's a literal telescope. It's like a hat with a brim. This is all fucking telescope, and that shit helped me see far as hell. And it's like, yo, that shit's not black, or that shit's not black. It's red. Like I can see colors with that shit.
Are you colorblind?
A little bit.
Oh shit!
little bit.
I've never actually met somebody who was actually colorblind.
Yeah, like everything. Like I can see like okay, so that picture right there with all the fucking circles on it.
Yeah.
It's black, white, and gray. It's 50 Shades of Gray to me.
Oh shit! Oh damn, that's vibrant.
But trip out on this. Yeah, he said that's vibrant.
Those some bold colors.
But here's the trip though. So like, if I look with my peripherals, number one, it gets closer, and number two, I can see like the reds and the yellows and the pinks and shit. But if I look right at it,
wow.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's a trip, man. I love watching those videos though where people see color for the first time.
Dude, I can't wait.
That gets me every time. We got to get you some, bro.
Come on, man. You heard him.
We gonna
come on, man.
To sit here and look at that painting for hours.
Dude, I die. So, interesting thing, right? Whenever I do decide to medicate and to just really just think about the most simplest things and trip out on how really simple it is, because for me, the simpler things are, the more I appreciate them. Like just the fact that I could do this with my hands, like just the fact that I could do this. Like,
true.
When I'm medicated and when I'm elevated, it's like, yo, there's people that can't do this, but I can, and it feels fucking amazing. That's when I can start seeing colors.
Oh, true. Do you
and
think
it
it's
makes
like
me want to medicate all the time?
Is it like a strain thing? So when you finally relax and
possibly,
you know,
possibly. I'm still learning about my vision, and I'm always searching for ways just to like to correct it. Because back to the videos that you were talking about, there was one guy where his people had got him these glasses that fix color blindness.
Okay.
And just watching him, how excited he was, and how he was just like, the dude fucking, he just looked at this plant for like a solid 30 seconds and was just like, yo, like this is the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
And it's in his front yard. It's literally in his front yard.
True.
And he couldn't see it, but just seeing him, like, it was like he was a kid again. I was like, yeah, I can't wait to I can't wait to experience that shit.
Yeah, true. And some people don't appreciate it until that stuff starts deteriorating, you know what I mean? And like, I never appreciated walking until I lost a foot, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel that, man. Man, it's something so simple. It means the world to, you know, people who don't got it.
For real, we could stand up, sit down, look left, look right. Like, we could do all that shit still.
Facts.
What would you say your God-given talent is?
My God-given talent is I'm a people person. That's probably my superpower right there. Like, just the fact that I try to get eye level with everybody, because again, not all my stories happy. You know what I mean? I come from you know, the graffiti world, the in and out of jail, the world of chaos, to now a peaceful life where, like, I just don't have the time for any of that, you know. But I still like to get eye level with the people who haven't exactly crossed that hurdle yet, because perspective is everything, you know. And if I can give you some insight, cool. If not, if I could just be an ear for you to get it off. And you know, I feel like everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to just to feel of value. Yeah. So to be able to do that for people, my God-given talent is to be able to keep people at bay. You know what I mean? When they're about to lose their shit, it's like, hey, bro, let's take a walk. Let's go smoke. Let's talk. And yeah, like for some reason, I get along with the elderly very well for that reason. They love to talk, and they're like, my grandkids don't listen to me, but you're sitting here just, you gave me the last 2-3 hours. And I'm like, because I got the time for you. You matter. You know what I mean?
And we are what they call old souls. We've been here before. We've already been here before. I'm like, it's like looking in a mirror. I'm pretty sure you've went through some things that have made you when I say made you, I mean made you, forced you to make the decisions that you make, to think the way that you think. And even on the other side of that, you were put in a position to learn from somebody else that was just fucking up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, life will humble you, bro. Life will humble you. And, you know, to just be able to take what you learned and just, even if it doesn't stick with somebody, they might not need to hear it from you. They might have to live a little more life or hear it from somebody that can make it resonate with them. But just to be able to sit down and again see somebody at eye level, like, dog, I see you. You know what I mean? Like, we're here. We're, you know, that means the world to people. You know, kind of off topic, but on topic. I've been wrestling with this one a lot lately. There was a point in time where I felt like I didn't have much to live for. I was the only person affected by my actions, by, you know what I mean? Like, basically what you do, you're like, I don't have kids yet. I don't have a wife. I don't have careers or anything going for me. I'm just kind of existing. And you're more obliged to do some dumb shit when you know, hey, what's going to happen? I'm going to go spend the night in jail. Cool. I'll be back out Monday doing the same shit. You know what I mean? And, you know, once you get to that point where you start realizing like the value that you have in this world and what, you know, even if, like, again, you're not a rapper, you're not a, you know, an entrepreneur of any kind. If you're just a everyday, I go to work, you know what I mean? You still play some kind of role in helping that day to day for somebody go by, and you attribute to people's livelihoods. You have value. So until you start
know it
seeing,
or not, it's there.
When you start seeing that and realizing that, it's kind of hard to want to jeopardize any of that. You know what I mean? And you just kind of try to be that olive branch for other people. Like, yo, I don't want to see you go down the route I went down, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, if I can help guide you away from some bullshit, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go the extra mile to just kind of, hey, chill with all that. You know what I mean? Like, you got so much more to live for. So
Facts, man. Because, like, my answer to that question, like, it's like three things. It's patience. It's really having the gift to listen. Even when you think I'm not listening, I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
And then, honestly, just not responding is a gift.
True.
Being strong enough to let somebody else have the last word, or being strong enough to keep that 2 cents in your pocket because you might need it for something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy thing to do, but if you can do it, it's a gift.
Yeah, definitely. Shit. That's not much I can say about that. You're 1,000% fucking right.
I mean, shit. I've had to tell people, and this is, I'm only gonna tell you things that I've done or things that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna tell you to do something somebody else is doing, because that's not me. I'm not gonna set you up like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is something else that I'm always teaching, and I live by a lot. Most people that you meet, they'll listen to you,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll listen to you just to respond to something that you're saying. They're not listening to learn from you.
True.
When you can listen to learn, you're gonna be a really, really, really good problem.
Facts. You know, it's crazy, but like on that note, so when COVID happened and the world shut down and we weren't able to do events and whatnot anymore, we moved everything digital, and we were doing the Instagram live interviews, and I was doing these Monday through Friday like it was just, you know, like a job, and I made it a point to listen more than I spoke, just let people get their stories off. So I'd just sit there, smoke, maybe chime in a little bit, but for the most part, people were getting their thoughts off and telling their stories for what they are, and I learned a lot. So there's so much value in just shutting the fuck up sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because what'll end up happening is they always end up answering their own questions. Now, will they listen to themselves all the time? Nah.
No.
And a lot of times, they know what the hell they doing.
Facts.
They know, I don't know why this keeps happening. Yeah, you do, but go on.
You did a denial.
How many times you do this? This is the 78th time, and I still don't understand why I'm getting the same result, and it's the one I don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. Tell me the story again. Well, I'm just saying, maybe if I stop doing it like this, hey, maybe.
Yeah.
But in my head, it's like, you stupid motherfucker. You said you made the same mistake 78 times?
Yeah. Hey.
Number one, I'm not going to make your mistake. And number two, I'm not going to make your mistake. Right. But eventually, I shouldn't say always. Eventually, they will get to the point where it's like, I just answered my own shit. Let me just start applying what the hell I'm saying. Because if you want to be taken seriously, you better do it.
It's true.
There's conversations and then there's demonstrations. Which one are you?
There's also the boy who cried wolf type thing. So when you keep
Opposite.
making the same mistake over and over and over again, eventually people stop caring. So
Yep.
you have a support system. You just kind of overwhelming them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100%. I got one of those too. I told her specifically, I said, look, my biggest fear for you is that you're going to end up alone because you're still stuck in this dangerous cycle. You always need something. You always need to help. You always don't have this. You always don't have that. Yeah, in the beginning, cool, I got you. After that, I can't help you because you can't help you. What the fuck you want me to do? I'm not finna do what you can't. I already did that. And look where we at. It's one thing if I don't got it, and it's another thing if we don't got it. You not gonna have it by yourself. Mine is staying right here.
There you go.
And it can be kind of harsh. And then another question that I like to ask is, with everything that we've been through, when did you learn how to say no? But that has value in it too.
Facts.
It really does. Like it adds more value to you. Learn how to say no and learn how to take yourself away from people that think that they can take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Listen to them, cool, that's free. But they'll figure it out one day. It's just
both are very big forms of like self-sabotage. When you know something's not good for you, or you know, learning to say no. There was actually a clothing company from Vegas, right? I met these cats in Vegas. They're called the Thumbs Down Project. And this was such a dope concept behind their company. They're basically saying there's a negative connotation when we say thumbs down. Like as soon as you say thumbs down, people immediately think negative. But they're like, there's a positive to saying this ain't for me. And so they push this message to kids like, yo, drugs aren't for you? Thumbs down, that's good. You know, this ain't for you? Cool, thumbs down, that's good. But there's not always a negative to the thumbs down. To say no or to say like this ain't, you know, not my cup of tea. Like there's a beauty in that, bro. There's a strength in that.
That
a
goes
strength
back to when you were talking about perception. And then that just reminds me of a conversation that I had with a dope ass rapper. Shout out to Hub Boy. When people hear the word manipulation, negative connotation. But when you tell somebody good job or keep going or you got this or you might push them to go in the right direction, that's a form of dope manipulation.
That's fire. That is fire. Who's that?
Hub Boy.
Hub Boy. Hey, shout out to Hub Boy, bro.
Out of Compton. What's up?
That's fucking dope.
It's crazy. Like
I can manipulate you in a good way.
Yeah.
I've never heard that worded like that. You can tell
like, man, you ain't shit, and then there's you the shit. There's that's. Again, y'all heard me mention it at the beginning of the pod. I like opposites. You know what I'm saying? If it's bad, I'm gonna make it good, and if it's good, I'm pretty sure I can find a way to make it bad. Like I love chocolate chip cookies, but too many of them will put me in the hospital. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. Wrong button. It's just different perspectives, but having the ability to allow your mind to see the different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not even on shrooms, y'all. This is just really how I be thinking.
Part 2, mushroom version.
Shit, come on, man. Come on. That shit can be done. Hey, Stone Dart, what's cracking? Oh, I done said his name. Hey, Stone Dart, what's good, though? I don't want them capsules. I want the... Anyway. When it comes to your support system, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to people around you, how important is it for you to allow them to keep you grounded? I know only certain people can do it, but we need that sometimes.
It's key, bro. It is so fucking key. There's a couple people in my life. Juan from Irie Apparel, my OG Slimer. I take their word like law. When they tell me, hey, yo, it's not a good idea, when there's, you know what I mean, telling me, hey, you're getting a little ahead of yourself, or you might need to rework this, you know what I mean, to have that kind of support that's like not necessarily just keeping you grounded, but they're just always there. They're always there with some like good insight, and they have your best interests at heart. There's a million people like that, but as far as those two people on my Mount Rushmore of like, hey, you have to trust them fully, because it's been damn near a decade of them just pointing you in the right direction and just letting you know that they give a fuck, you know? if there's ever an event we do and either one of them isn't able to make it, they're the first people to call me. We'll have that conversation 2, 3 in the morning. How did it go? What could you do better? How is there any mistakes? Like, give me the list. Let's break it down. And just to have that is just it inspires the next move, but it also, you know, helps you tighten up where you need that tightening. And you know, I have a lot of people like that in my circle. I'm very fortunate for that. So support system to not only, you know, help you accomplish things, but a support system to let you know, hey bro, like, don't let your head get too big, man. Like, you know what I mean? This shit can all be gone tomorrow, bro.
Yes,
like,
it can. Yes, it can.
That just, again, I'm surrounded by a bunch of humble people. I'm like, yo, you guys have resumes for days, but the fact that you're just, you know, so normal about it. Like, I've been friends with these cats for, again, years, and I still learn more of their stories every time we kick it. They're not just walking around going, hey, I worked with so-and-so, or I did this, or I did that. But as a fan of this, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just now finding this out?
Crazy,
you know what I
right?
mean? Like, I thought I knew you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's so dope to have that. So yeah, shout out to like anybody who's rocking with you on a real human level. Keep them around.
Facts.
Like, fuck the business, fuck everything. If they want to see you do good and make sure you're eating, sleeping, fucking getting your mental right, they're gonna be the ones that set you up for the lob to do what it is you came to do, you know. So
Word up. This was a question that I used to find annoying, and it took me until this year to finally find a dope answer for it.
okay.
What would you tell yourself 10 years ago? What advice would you give your 10-year younger self?
Well, 10 years ago,
Miss Quickto, hi. Hold that. How the Ice Cube said in the movie on All About the Benjamins? Hold that thought, player. Thank you. Yeah, he came fucking 9 hours over here, and I thought he was in Oxnard. I need to stop making that mistake too. I do that shit a lot.
it's all good. I
Trey,
appreciate you.
got to drive.
But yeah, so what I tell myself 10 years ago? 10 years ago, I was running around thinking, well, I was doing the music thing still. You know what I mean? So this is the time that I'm with the label, and I'm kind of letting somebody else kind of run my ship. And that was fun. I learned a lot from it, but I would probably tell myself to never give up full control of what you do. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to have that assistance and that guidance and that, you know what I mean, that help to have somebody actually managing you and you know, doing your marketing and stuff for you. But as a creative or somebody who just genuinely cares about what it is they do, take the time to learn how to do this stuff. So, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it helps.
If that situation passes, you won't be, you know, stuck. You'll know how to maneuver and keep the momentum going. Be open to advice. Just be there. Be tuned in. Be present regardless of what the fuck it is you're doing. Be present and just open-minded. Keep your mind open, bro.
All right. I'm kind of along those lines, because my answer was it's not just like younger, but it's older too. So let's say the age of 25, right? I would say hang out, if you're 25, hang out with somebody younger by 10 years, 15. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? You're a big homie now. And then hang out with somebody that's 35. So that way you can teach from your mistakes and you can learn from their mistakes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're able to teach and learn. So you're getting the best of both worlds. Because then it's like, damn, I used to do, that's what the fuck I look like at 15? Hold on, little homie. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you can watch your older Julius like, that's what happens if you don't pay that loan back? His wages are garnished? Hell no, that shit is not happening to me.
Yeah.
So that was my quote unquote dope answer. Because I used to hate that question. How the fuck I'm supposed to know? I don't know. I still don't know. But
yeah.
hang out with somebody 10 years younger than you and hang out with somebody 10 years older than you.
Facts.
Be in the middle. That way you learn from you. Because as as we get older, we think we don't have to listen to the young ones. Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're the ones that are influenced. And when you're influenced, you're spending money. What we need to do is learn how to influence them or learn what influenced them. So we can sell it to their parents.
Hey, facts though.
I'm an idiot, dog.
Nah, hey,
It's
that's
real though. Like,
that's a great answer though. You know, I feel like it's very easy to dismiss the younger people. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we take, I guess, older folks' advice is like, you know, like words of wisdom. But the world's constantly evolving too. So I mean, that the answer that you got from homie in his 60s or whatever, like the world wasn't what it was when he crossed that point in his life. So though it might sound like a gem, it might be a little dated. So
Facts.
you know what I mean? It might
Facts.
sound great. You're like, yo,
Facts.
you're right. You're so right. You know, Mr. Jenkins. But like,
Word.
then you know, you come across him again, a 15-year-old kid who just, you know, drop like a truth bomb on you, and he's like, yo, I'm like, this is where the world is.
Like,
right
man,
now.
that
So-
ain't it. You listen to Mr. James again, he told you that stupid. That ain't it, dog. He gave you some advice. Who's taking it right now?
Yeah, so I mean, you can learn from both. You know what I mean? So
Definitely.
that is actually a gem right there. To you know, I always felt like, all right, so in my teens, I felt like I had it all figured out. Couldn't tell me shit, right? I hit my 20s, still felt like I had it figured out, but I was more obliged to probably listen to you at this point. Something might get through to me, but still couldn't really tell me shit. Then I hit my 30s, and I'm like, damn, bro, I really don't know shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now I'm like being more in tune with just, you know? So yeah, like, I don't know. Like, again, life will humble you. Life will humble you. And again, you have the luxury of being able to learn from other people's wisdom if you listen, but if you don't, you gotta get out there and live some life and hit those,
Hey, man,
hit
go
those
get
lessons.
them bumps and bruises.
You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, pain, and I'm not talking just physical, I'm talking mentally too. Unfortunately, pain be teaching.
Oh my
Pain
shoot.
teaches.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shit. You know how painful it is to get a ticket from not wearing a seatbelt? That shit stings. Because it's so stupid.
That's what they say. Stress builds character, bro. Sometimes you gotta go through it to you know?
I fucking hate stress. Like, it's like, okay, so this is my thing with stress, man. Like, it's one thing for me to do it. Cool. I'll go do it. I'll deal with it, and then I'll be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't have people stress around me.
Oh yeah.
I fucking can't. I cannot do it, because chances are the things that you're stressing about, I promise you, the problem it can get fixed in a day or a week or a month. You just have to wait.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a guy that suffers from impatientitis, but fuck, like, it's really not that. You stressing, go that way. Like, I cannot do it. Like, I'm not gonna watch you stress over a bill.
Yeah.
Just call him up and say, hey, it's gonna be late, gonna pay you, taking into consideration that this is my first time being late. Can you waive the fee? Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Everything.
Just breathe.
Facts.
I got 9 edibles. By the time I'm done with you, there'll be 6 left. Eat them. How did Cat Williams say, man? Fuck them lights.
Yeah.
Sometimes and that, you know what? That's what got me through a lot of shit too. Them 2 words right there, man. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Especially when I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. Let's get it done.
Yeah. See, my thing is, I think a lot of people see me as like a positive person, right? Because they're like the energy you put out there, the way you carry yourself, like it's all relatively positive. But I still deal with every single emotion. I'm human just like you. So I have my bad days. I have my days where I just at the crib fucking yelling and screaming at myself. You know what I mean? And I have those days where, you know, I just spend time with every emotion, the sadness, the happiness, you know. We go through it as humans, but I try not to, like, I deal with those emotions on my own. So by the time I'm ready to address it publicly, I'm not just passing on my bullshit. You know what I mean? I was able to kind of find a lesson in there. So by the time I do speak on it, it's perspective for you. And you know what I mean? So everybody's like, that was so positive. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know the battle that I had to go through.
Man.
You know, I was up all night thinking of how to write this one sentence.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So there's a war behind the peace, and I'm big on duality. You know what I mean? You can't have peace without war. You can't have bad without good. You can't, like, it's all relative.
There's a balance. You gotta find it.
Yeah, I'm a Libra as fuck, bro. I'm all about.
I'm all
about. Yes, sir.
I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
So baby mama is a Libra too, but we don't talk about her. Her scales are all over the goddamn place. Yeah, I'm about to dip into this food though. Let's see what Miss Quickto make, man. What she got for us? We got some rice and some beans and some steak.
Shit, wifey killing it.
I had to get back on red meat. Red meat's not always bad for you. Do everything in moderation. Back to the balance. See what she did.
Oh, facts, bro. I'm big on that. Too much of anything can be bad for you, bro. Shit, too much fucking positive audiobooks can be bad for you, bro. Like, sometimes you gotta go out there and find those lessons yourself.
Look, I'll be the first to tell you. I'll scream in the pillow. Mm-hmm. I will scream my ass off in the pillow until I'm tired. Mm-hmm. But lately, what I've been doing, I've been running.
Okay.
I've been running. Number one is because I was, I had went back home, got into an altercation, which I won, but I was tired after that shit. And then number two, it does relieve some stress a little bit.
Running the fade or just running in general?
Well, just run like on the treadmill.
He's like, got into an altercation.
Oh, yeah, I ran that fade. Yeah, we ran that.
Winded.
We ran that.
Yeah,
we definitely ran that.
Shout out to World Star.
Well, I'm from the era, I'm from before World Star, so y'all heard me say this. If I ever get into it and it ends up on the internet, the person that recorded, ironically speaking, you're hearing this from the blind man, you don't have to see me.
Bro, so I live in Bakersfield these days, and they have this thing called Kern County Activities, where it's basically like their Stay Classy Oxnard, right? Mm-hmm. But so much worse, dog. Like, everybody supports that fucking platform. Anything crazy going on in town, I guarantee you there's somebody with a camera highlighting the shit out of that. So I'm afraid to get out of line out there because I'm like, I would hate to just end up on some site.
On some dumb shit.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I think I was on, was it Stay Classy Oxnard? Mm-hmm. I was on there.
Oh, shit.
I was breaking up a fight.
Okay. So you were the hero.
Kinda, yeah. This girl was beating the shit out of this other girl. I was like, oh, and I couldn't just sit there and watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't. I had to, the girl was just, I'm talking, bitch. I'm like, yeah, somebody's got to stop this. And that somebody was me.
Okay.
And then the whole next day, all I heard, Mr. J, is that you? So I'm over here snatching phones like, hell no, that's not me. That ain't me. That's somebody else. I don't have a bald spot in my head. I do. But yeah, I ended up on one of those for the good reasons though.
Yeah.
But running relieves stress. And I don't like running. But that's one of those moments where I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, why not do something that's going to calm you down and build you up? It's good for you. Working on your health, you're sweating. Sometimes you just need to go sweat.
Yeah. See, I'm a writer, so I write a lot. And as of lately, I've been working on like screenplays and more structured forms of writing. So a lot of my stress and bullshit somehow gets worked into other stories. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, like, this is what I went through today. It's not going to end up in a Facebook post. It's going to end up being a chapter of a book or something. And
that's dope.
So I just like write down little, things in my notes, and I'll implement them wherever they make sense later. But, everything kind of serves its purpose. So even the bad days, there's some positive that can come from it.
Dude, the universe is talking to me because I swear you're like the 10th screenwriter that I've ran into.
Bro, you know what? I love it because in hip hop, like I grew up writing raps, right? You're like kind of confined to the structure of a song. Like you're writing to that beat. There's only 16 bars and an 8-bar hook so plus you're like writing cadences. So the first time I sat down and it's actually like I'm just gonna like kind of almost like a diary, right? I'm just gonna write down, just fucking splurge, and I was like, oh shit, like there's no structure here, but it felt good. You know what I mean? So I'm like, cool. Now I'm gonna start like trying. I started learning the screenplay formats and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is actually really dope. Plus I get to create my own characters and just get a little weird with it. Like this is my nerdy side come to life. Like character development is so tight. You're like, yo, I want this guy to be a fucking 6'4" tatted fireman who is afraid of water or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
what you fight fire with? I don't know. It ain't that water though.
Fucking hope. I guess.
I'm an airbender. Shit. That's cool though. I need like so. I bring up the universe because I'm a big universe.
Hell yeah.
I'm a big universe guy.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people that they'll debate with me, and not even debate, they'll just tell me like, bro, it's not the universe, it's God. Whatever you want to call it. I'm still learning how to pick up those messages, but I know I'm getting better at it because I'm here and you're here. But just that right there, like I do screenwriting. It's like, yeah, it's time listening. Yeah. I'm really listening.
You don't have any tells like when you're like, yo, this is the universe in tune. Like you don't ever like pick up a sign and you're like,
Oh yeah. So one of the biggest ones was so me and my lady were looking for somewhere new to live. We were everywhere. We were everywhere in Oxnard, every single where. And when we walked in here, I want to say it was like our first time ever walking in here. We're coming in from Oxnard Boulevard. We make the right, and we just see a sign right there on the wall. Welcome to your new home. And I was like, yo, you see that? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, no, like, but are you seeing it like how I'm seeing it? This is where we're going to end up living. And then 4 months later, we end up here. But we had a deadline that we needed to meet. And we were getting closer and closer and closer. And I was starting to doubt it. I was like, maybe I was just tripping. Because, it is up there for everybody to see. But it was there at that moment for us to see. And then we had got a phone call like, hey, you guys got approved to live in this place. So we were like, all right, well, we only have like 2 days left. Let's just go ahead and make it happen. We get in the car, we're driving. Literally 5 minutes later, we get a call from here saying, hey, you guys are good. You got approved. What do you want to do? We'll take it. We jumped on the phone with the other people. Hey, you know what? We found a better option. Sorry for wasting your time, but thank you for the opportunity anyway. And now we're fucking here. And I just looked at her. I was like, told you the universe don't play about me.
Divine timing, bro.
Told you.
Divine timing.
And I wasn't even scared. Normally, when I first started picking up shit like that, I would just see. I used to be afraid of it. It was like, ain't no way. Like, this shit was just up here. Now it's right here. Like, like manifestation, is that real? It can be as simple as, I'm going to get you a plate of food and we finna eat. 10 minutes later. It's that simple. It's that fucking real. That's what people need to understand. It's that real. Sometimes all you got to do is open your mouth and ask. Or you can just get up and make it happen for yourself.
True. You want to know my, it sounds crazy, but it's one of my things where it'll remind me that I'm right where I need to be at that moment in time. It's usually like, you ever be having a conversation with somebody and you'll hear the TV in the background will almost sound like it's answering you. You'd be like, fuck you. And then the TV go, fuck you too. And you're like, and you're like, I'm right here. I'm tuned in. This is the universe telling me I'm right where I need to be. It'll be the stupidest shit. But the radio, TV, hearing other people's conversations, it almost sounds like they're chiming in. I always take that as a sign from the universe. That's like synchronicity, bro. You're here. You're here. Some people have angel numbers and all that shit. Mine is listening to what's going on around me and seeing how it just kind of And it's weird because it'll happen a lot. The more you like look at it, it'll happen like fucking every
day,
bro. Every day.
It doesn't sound crazy to me. It happens every single day. Every day. Every day. I could be walking to work, and I'll ask myself a question, just in my head or out loud. When I do my fucking affirmations, and I'll ask myself a question, and they'll just be a random Honda Civic with the radio on, blasting the radio, and that commercial done answered my damn question.
Yep.
It's like, what the Like, I'm used to it now, but no, that shit does not sound crazy at all. So it is that real, but people hey.
That's my tell from the universe. I always, anytime I'm like, cool, we're here, we're locked in, boom, whatever's going on in this moment, let's amplify that shit. It's the universe telling us what we're doing right now is supposed to happen, you know? So, yeah, I do pay attention to shit like that. Like, there's a lot of signs from the universe, and you know what I mean? Like you said, manifestation, but also, I'm not going to call it karma because I think people misuse what karma is, but like some kind of like karmic energy that floats around. So you might get your just due 10 years down the road, but it's coming, you know what I mean? So sometimes when I see those signs, I'm like, yup, this has to be stemming from, something I put out there. Something came back.
1,000%. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. What time is it? It's 10. 15. Which means I'm at my least favorite part of the show, which is the end. I can do this shit forever, but I do want to respect the fact that you got a long drive home. But maybe we should end to some self-provoke.
Hey, shout out to my dog Self, bro. That's, you know what? Before we get up out of here, one of the things that made the launch party extra special is Self is actually, he performed at the very first event that I put together 15 years ago.
Oh.
So to kind of relive that, and, we've worked together countless times in the middle, but to actually like bring him back for the launch of the new brand and everything we're doing with the new ventures is like, yo, you've been a part of like every infant stage of, my new business ventures or, so shout out to Self, bro. I've been rocking with that cat for a long time. It's dope to see his growth as well.
Hey, Self, let's make it real, my guy. Hey. Wait, where is he at, though?
Self, he's coming out the 818.
That's the Valley?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's closer than Bakersfield. I need to go to Bakersfield. Because I got some people out there.
Come fuck with the comedy shit, bro. Like I said,
see what's up.
I know The Well is currently moving to a new location, but they had a comedy club around the corner from the crib for the last couple of years, bro. So it's dope to go to their open mics during the week. They be bringing a bunch of big names. It's their Levity Live,
Oh, well, in that case.
That shit's in walking distance from the crib, bro.
In that case, I might have to dibble and dabble, Your boy might have to see what's up.
Yeah.
Who do I know from Bakersfield? Your boy Bent, what up? Neto G, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Two cool cats.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, slide through, bro. I got a bunch of homies in the comedy scene out there, bro. I can point you in the right direction.
That's all I need. Boom. There it is. I need this. I'm sorry, I gotta steal this song. This shit is hard.
What's that?
I don't know what this is.
May 17th in Oxnard. With Section 8.
But
the record's called
Tick Tick. All right, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna fucking find it.
That video cold as shit too. Like Self is actually dropping flavors too, so it's more of his like upbeat, like mosh pit type music. So part 2 of that's coming out soon too. So we're gonna double back and do some 805 shit whenever he drops that album.
I'm here for it. But shit, real quick though, man. Once again, tell them who you are, where they can find you, and what you might have coming up.
My name is Jeffy, obvious. I own Section 8 Company and The Goodest Cigar. I'm an event organizer and overall all around good guy, chola connoisseur, father, cool cat, humble, but egotistical at the same time.
Talk that shit.
Depends what today you catch me on. But yeah, bro, we getting ready to hit the road again, so we getting our tour legs back, man. Took some time off to do the dad thing, and now we in full swing again. So shout out to the entire team, keeping me motivated, inspired. Shout out to people such as yourself. These things,
Yeah.
give you that extra kick in the ass to be like, get it going,
Yo,
bro.
we got some shows coming up.
Feels good to be back, man. So follow us, section8company.com. Grab some merch. We're gonna re-up on the bigger sizes.
May 17th in Oxnard.
We out here, bro.
With Section 8.
Man, I love it, man. Yak Wiz over here. Ain't never no sunsets. We always shining. I really don't want to end it, but damn, y'all know how I get down over here. This shit can go on for another hour, 2 hours, but hey, there might be a part 2, and shit.
It needs to happen, bro. Part 2 is gonna happen in Bakersfield. We gonna fucking recap your first Central Valley comedy.
Yeah,
gig,
you know
bro.
what? Fuck it. Summer's coming up, and I'm gonna have time.
Oh shit.
But
wait till the fall. Summer's hot as fuck in Bakersfield.
Oh, shit.
You cool with the triple digits?
Hell no, I love the
Slide.
heat, but that's too hot.
Yeah, slide. You or utilize all the AC you can. Shout out to air conditioning. Shout out to everybody with the HVAC.
The gay numbers is about to go up.
Those are the heroes. Those are the heroes this time of year, bro.
We about to finish this food. Yak Wiz over here, man. Like I said earlier, no sunsets. We always shining. And you can't fall if you don't trip. Peace.
That part.